Welcome back to the University of Michigan Center for Academic Innovation's video series on navigating copyright in online learning experiences. Last video, we learned how to decide whether or not our use is a fair use.
In this video, we are going to focus on two other options if you are unable to find open content. Reminder, the first option is always going to be fair use. However, your use may not always be fair, and in those cases, think about the other options.
So what are the remaining two options? Well, first you can try linking out, which is where you don't put a copy of the work directly into the learning management system, but instead link to the work on a trusted website. By linking out, you're not reproducing or distributing a copyrighted work. Instead, you're directing viewers to the host website.
However, consider the downside. The content may be changed or removed during the active period of your online learning experience. This could lead to dead links learners are not able to follow.
Let's see how our instructors link out.
Okay, so here's a manual that I want to use in our online learning experience, but I don't think we can copy and paste all of the data right into our course.
Maybe we can use a link to the manual and link it in the course instead.
Oh, that's a great idea.
As you can see, linking out is pretty straightforward. If linking out is not an option, you can also ask permission for the copyright holder. Getting permission can be difficult and time-consuming if the copyright holder is not easy to locate. Also, the copyright holder doesn't have to give you permission, and they may not even respond to your inquiry.
However, if there's something you really want to use and are able to identify the rights holder, obtaining permission is a great way to lawfully use the work in an online learning experience. Some cases may be relatively easy to get permission when you know or have connection with the copyright holder.
To get permission, you'll want to do two things. First, identify the copyright holder. And second, clearly describe the use you want to make of the work so that the copyright holder can make an informed decision about whether or not they want to grant you permission.
One tool that may help you in the process of locating contact information for a copyright holder, particularly someone like a famous author, is a tool called Watch, created by the University of Texas, where you can look up the first and/or last names of authors. For example, let's say we want to get permission to use something from Catcher in the Rye. So we'll type in Salinger, the author's last name. When we press search, we can see the contact information for the copyright holders of Salinger's works.
Watch's companion site, Firms Out of Business, is another useful tool that can help you find the current owner of firms that have gone out of business. Simply type in the name of the old firm, and it will direct you to the new one. This is particularly helpful when trying to locate copyright holders of older works.
A third tool is the U.S. Copyright Office's website, which allows you to search all registered copyrighted works.
And finally, if you're trying to get permission to use a musical composition or a recording of a musical work, you can search the ASCAP or BMI repertoire using SongView to find contact information for the publisher. Once you've identified the copyright holder, make sure you communicate your request clearly and with as much detail as possible. Your request should include more information about your educational purpose, how long you hope the grant of permission will last, how you will attribute, and precisely how you will use the work, including how many learners will see it. If the copyright holder grants you permission, make sure you get that permission in writing and save it in case you need to reference it later.
If you are unable to identify the rights holder or get in contact, or they deny permission, remember, you always have the option to create your own content or link out to other online content.
Thanks for joining us.